So it really just like all the benefits kind of just really sunk in and kind of pushed me to go and give it a shot.
Okay, so what was your initial what was the initial MOS that you chose?
I originally chose I wanted to be a tank mechanic, but didn't have a high enough ASVAB, so I was a HVAC mechanic. Went to MEPS, and they decided that, well, they didn't decide. I'm colorblind with green and red, so they kind of told me, we don't want you messing with wires. So EAD was out of the question too. So they pretty much said, well, you don't need to see, what color blood is. So if you want to be a combat medic, you can work on people instead of machines. So I was like, well, it was like my second choice to like fully switch, like MOS, types, like not even being a mechanic. So, I mean, I have another buddy now that's a medic as well, and we've talked about it, and same with him. He didn't want to be a medic as well, but it's honestly like the best MOS that I personally would have chose. Like it's very rewarding.
Okay, so you went in there and chose this exactly MOS, right?
Yeah, I chose. Well, originally I chose I think it was like 98 alpha, but then they then I they narrowed down my choices because I was colorblind, and I chose 68 whiskey.
Okay. Uh, so 6A whiskey. So where did you go to basic training at?
I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Very cold,
Oh, it was cold.
very windy. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was horrible.
Okay, so being that, so what was your like most memorable time at basic training?
Oh man. Probably just up in the barracks, like it's just all like us and like all the boys, after like a really long shitty day at the range or something, and we just like group up and have like a wrestling match, or we're doing like group PT or just fucking around, like just I don't know, just the enjoyment of like we're all in it together, and it's not us versus drill sergeants, but that's kind of how it feels at like the first like 2 months there. So it was just kind of like the group aspect of like you kind of got to be a family even if you don't like each other. It kind of like really, I don't know, it was comforting to me.
Okay, so what about the drill sergeant? So like, what about memorable times? Like, you don't have no memorable things about like what happened like the drill sergeants or like something that you learned or
Oh, I don't know, I loved them. There was one in particular, Drill Sergeant Batista. He was very he didn't like to smoke you. Like he would, but like if it came down to it, but he would more just scold you and tell you what you did wrong, and be like, if you fuck up again, like, you will get smoked. But like he was just a funny guy. Like he knew how to, like, not even on purpose. Like he just had that thing with him. But one time, like what made him memorable to me was like how he jokes around. Like we were on the bus to the range, and it was me and my buddy Rushing were talking, and he turns around and just makes some like remark on my nose, and turns back around, and I don't know, just like those little jabs that are just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like drill sergeants are just like mean comedians, and it's just like it's great. I love it.